8 different types of hosting that you should know about. Number 1 is shared hosting. This is one of the most cost-efficient way of hosting, as more than one website will be hosted on a single server. Resources will then be shared amongst all the websites on the servers, and it's one of the most popular types of hosting. The benefits of this is of course the price, because the seller can now give you a lower price because they can host more sites on their servers. Resources are then split between the sites that are on the servers. However, with price advantages you also get some disadvantages as well. Increased traffic can definitely make your site slower because it's shared with other sites as well, meaning that if one site is getting a very heavy amount of traffic it might affect other sites on that server. However, this doesn't usually become a problem and is usually quite well dealt with the control panels, resource allowance from the host, and of course is going to be the most cost effective. Number 2 is reseller hosting. This also uses shared hosting, however it gives you more control as you get a web management control panel. This means you can allocate how much memory and usage you want to each individual site, and it gives you a low cost, great flexibility option of web hosting. And of course, as the name says, you can then start to resell your own packages. This is great as a consultancy, a website designer, or somebody that wants to be able to provide your websites for other customers, charge an amount and also being able to maintain it on your control panel. One plus about reseller hosting is that you don't have to worry about the technical side, as your host deals with all of this. It means that you don't need as much technical knowledge to be able to run your servers and provide web hosting for other people. Your host is technically responsible for all the technical issues. It realistically is a great option because it's a low investment and can provide high returns. Number 3 is cloud-based web hosting. Now this is great if you are using a shared hosting package and you're having some problems with traffic or potentially slowness because you have quite a few websites all running off a server. By having your site hosted on the cloud, it actually means that you're using several clustered servers to provide the website service for your individual needs, meaning that you're not just relying on one server, you've got many, making sure that your traffic is always served fast on your website. Unlike dedicated web hosting, cloud-based hosting is actually relatively cheap in comparison, not as technical as dedicated web hosting, not as expensive as dedicated hosting, not as technical as dedicated hosting, and it's very easy to scale. It allows you to create more servers as your website gets more busy, or decrease the amount of servers if the traffic's low. You also get a great amount of management with these servers, meaning that you can allocate resources pretty much immediately to your servers, accessing services or changing the availability. Most payment ways for cloud-based servers are actually pay as you use. They're very effective at dealing with large amounts of users. The payments are automated to only charge you for what you're using. Number 4 is virtual private server, also known as a VPS. The type of hosting shares a single physical server and is a stepping stone between shared hosting and dedicated hosting. It's more like your shared web hosting, but with visualization technology, which can provide you dedicated resources within your shared server. Dedicated servers make it more secure and stable with mid-range traffic, and you essentially get most of the services that you get with a dedicated server. However, you're going to be paying less of a price for it. VPS hosting can also be recommended for stuff like e-commerce sites, which are likely to get more traffic or need more space or usage, and sites that could contain sensitive or personal data. So sometimes rather than starting with shared hosting, you might want to go straight to a VPS. However, you will need a little bit of technical knowledge to operate your virtual private servers. Number 5 is a dedicated web server. This of course is going to be a bit more pricey, however it gives you your own server which you aren't sharing with other sites. These give you exceptional performance and is a fantastic resource for high traffic websites. This is usually your step up if you've originally been using a shared web server or a VPS. You might then step up to a dedicated server. This can handle a huge amount of traffic without any lags. And to give you an idea, it can usually handle something up until 30 times the amount of normal traffic easily. They also come with other things such as guaranteed security or faster page loading. Without getting too technical, you basically and essentially will be renting the entire server off the host and getting the root access for it, meaning that you can manage all of it. They do come with a higher cost, but however it gives you much more performance, you can handle multiple sites on there much better, and you have full control of your actual server. Number 6 is Colocation Web Hosting. This is where you own and have full authority of your server, but you use a data center for storage, essentially providing your server with a safer operational environment. This is somewhat different from web hosting, as you're not renting the hardware to users, because you actually own it, meaning that you're also responsible for supply and management. The actual host is more to provide a safe environment for your servers, whether that's power, cooling, or storage facilities. It also helps with disaster recovery and compliance. The benefits are expert support, reduced cost, and ease of scalability. However, you do come with more responsibilities, such as looking after the servers in terms of backing up the data, hardware failures. However, the security, power and cooling and internet will be provided by the host. Number 7 is going to be self-serving web hosting. You are essentially the web hosting provider for yourself. Everything is managed and maintained by you and your team. Things like cooling systems, data centers, internet connectivity, bandwidth, server hardware, system administration, security and all the rest that comes with it. It is the most advanced type of web hosting because essentially you're in charge of absolutely everything. For this you do need to have exceptional technical skills, know how to run a secure data center, have recovery processes, and essentially if something goes wrong it is up to you to fix it. Finally, for number 8, we're going to be looking at managed WordPress hosting. Managed WordPress hosting comes with both automatic and manual backups. As it's a popular service, web hosting providers usually will also provide you a great service. It's easy to set up and also gives you a great staging environment. And just in case you don't know what staging is, it's when you create an alteration to your site without changing the live site, and then once you're happy, you're able to effectively move that over to your live site. This is exceptionally good for high traffic websites where you don't want to be making changes on the actual site itself. Rather being able to review it, make sure that it's correct, and then put the changes over. Get fine-tuned and easy dashboards, better caching, and assured security. The only downside is the lack of flexibility with your WordPress resources. It may not be compatible with some plugins, and it also costs a little more to get the best web hosting facilities. Your WordPress installation gets kept secure, up to date, and you won't need as much technical knowledge to operate it. So thanks for watching guys. To get any more videos like this, make sure to click on the videos that are just popping up now, or of course hit that subscribe button to view more videos as soon as we get them posted.